Hey, thanks, John. Good looking out. That wasn't me, guys. Wait, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Hi, I'm in this game now. Aw, Master Chief! What's up, fellow collectors? Today I'm talking about the Halo Reach Series 3 Elite Spec Ops action figure, and this guy looks very, very awesome. Unlike the packaging that he's in, it's already, kind of fallen off there. But I don't really care because I'm going to open him up anyways. On the side here, you get to see what a rendered picture of him looks like in the game, and he looks a little bit more green than black and gray, which you see in the game. But whatever, he looks cool in the action figure form. You got 26 moving parts. On the back here, you get to see all the figures that came out within Series 3. You got a bunch of Spartans up there, an ODST. You also had a Grunt that came out and some exclusives here and there, and the female pink Spartan, which I've yet to get my hands on, but I'm going to be reviewing all of these figures in the future at some point, because, I still got to collect them all. But I'm going to go ahead and open this guy up and review it. Alright, I got this figure opened up, and I gotta say, right out of the package, this is an amazing figure. No issues with the joints, no things breaking on me, no weapons being extremely difficult to get into the figure's hands. Very, very great figure, and I am so excited to have this guy in my collection because the Spec Ops Elite are definitely my favorite types of elites within all of the whole Halo franchise, all the different types of elites that they are. This guy is my favorite because he's like a ninja of the elite type of character. He sneaks around and goes invisible, and he's got a sweet energy sword, and he cuts you and it hurts, and it kills you most of the time in the game when you're playing on Legendary especially. So checking out what he comes with here, he comes with this awesome energy sword. And it's not the biggest energy sword, it's a little small. It's more like an energy, dagger, I guess you'd say. But, the blades aren't, very sharp looking either. They definitely dulled them down so that way kids wouldn't be poking each other in the eyes with this. But I think that the detail on it's really good. I like that the, sword actually looks like it's kind of glowing here, the way that they did the paint onto the actual weapon. The hilt looks really nice. Definitely love all the grips and the details here, right where the handle is at. Very cool looking. I do wish, though, that you could detach the blades somehow so you could just have the hilt only. And, you could attach the blades in when you wanted to have them activated. But they didn't include that option. And you know what? I could probably actually customize that to make it happen. Might be an idea I do in the future. Now, this weapon does fit really, really nicely into his hands. You just open up his fingers there and then just squeeze it shut, and bam, he's holding the energy sword. Very nice. Now he does come with a removable helmet, which is very, very nice looking, and I really like how sleek and just well designed that is. You can see the slits right there where his eyes would be looking at you through. Very cool looking stuff. Kind of reminds me of the elites that we saw in that animated video that they came out with. I can't remember what it was called, but they had all these elite spec up type elites, and they had like red energy swords, and I thought that was very, very cool. And this guy kind of reminds me of that in a way. Now, unfortunately, the helmet doesn't really stay onto his face very easily. It just kind of keeps falling off. You can just kind of balance it on his head, and especially since the elite's already kind of hard to stand up with because their feet are rounded, it makes this guy even harder to stand and get his accessories all ready to go. But once you do, he looks really cool. He also comes with a plasma grenade, which that looks pretty nice. It's just, sculpted ball to look like a plasma grenade. Now, as far as articulation goes, you got a decent amount at the head there. You can look up, down, and all around. Get a nice 360 motion here at the upper arm. Nice ball hinge at the elbow, ball hinge at the wrist, and then he's got more articulation here. He's got a nice little hinge fingers there, so you can get weapons in and out of his hands easily. You got a nice amount of articulation at the waist. You got a decent amount of articulation at the legs, but it does feel a bit limited because it feels really tight and it feels like, you know, he can't really kick the legs back too far. It's pretty much as far back as I can get it without, you know, risking breaking the actual figure. Get some nice ball hinge at the knee right here. No articulation at this lower part of the leg, but you got some at the ankle here. Now my biggest gripe with the figure obviously is these rounded feet at the bottom. I might experiment a little bit and take a, you know, file and kind of just shave him down a little bit to make him more flat so that way he could stand up a little bit better. I think that will actually make it work better with this figure and all of the Elites, because all the Elites in the Halo Reach line are exactly like this. Very, very unfortunate, but it is what it is, and you kind of got to deal with it. Now, as far as detail goes all over this figure, I really like the face sculpt here with the mandibles and everything. Definitely looks very evil and menacing. The armor sculpt I love. Definitely a lot of great detail all around the armor. McFarlane did a really great job on that, and I just love the sleekness all around the armor and just like the sleek black paint job that they gave him. Definitely makes the actual figure, you know, kind of stand out in its own way, especially since, you know, black and darker colors are my favorite. You know, out of all the colors in the spectrum, I definitely go for the darker colors than the brighter colors. You know, and this Elite just looks great, man. I love all the armor detail that they put all over this guy. It's very, very awesome. Now here's a size comparison between him and a Spartan, and obviously the Elite is much taller. I would say the Elites probably measure about 6.5 inches tall, with the Brutes coming about, you know, probably about 7 inches tall. And then you even got like Hunters, Deluxe Hunters, and those guys are pretty freaking tall. And it's really awesome that McFarlane is just getting all the scales right between the figures. I feel like in Halo 3 the scales were a little bit off between the Elites and the human characters. And, you know, with the Brutes, I felt like the Brutes are pretty accurate. But the Halo Reach line is definitely better and more accurate than the Halo 3 line when it comes to scales between these characters. So overall, though, this is a really awesome figure, and I'm definitely a fan of the Elites, especially the Spec Ops Elites. You know, if you're a fan of the Spec Ops Elite, I would definitely recommend picking one up if you could find it at a cheap price. I know right now on eBay, these guys are probably one of the rarest figures you could find for the Halo Reach line. You know, it took me forever to hunt down one of these guys, and that's why I'm doing a review on it so late. Especially finding it at a price, you know, that's relatively decent. You know, I'm not going to pay $100 for a figure. That's ridiculous. So that's why, you know, the figure I bought had like all this crazy distressed packaging. And for me, you know, I don't care about the packaging. I just care about the figure. I'm not an inbox collector. So check out my channel, guys. I got a ton of Halo reviews on there. I also collect Mortal Kombat figures. I also do animations with my channel and all kinds of good stuff. Make sure you subscribe because I come out with new videos every week. And I will see you guys all in my next video. And thank you all for watching.